Geek
Geek
Out! Woo!
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, and thank you everyone for joining us for another episode of our Geek Out podcast. My name is Spaniard, also known as Eddie, and with me, as always, the only person to not watch anything from Blizzcon until just a few seconds ago, because, she's got stuff to do, and, there's stuff that happens. TisaBoBeesa.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live episode. We're so excited to be here. And no, I didn't watch anything from BlizzCon because, let's face it, they're kind of douchebags right now. But, and I'm not like the biggest Blizzard fan. I'm not into a whole lot of Blizzard games, except for maybe two. But
fair.
It is important to cover the ground of BlizzCon because it is such a huge convention every year. Most of the time, last year kind of sucked. But this year, we have a couple more things to talk about than we did last year. So let's just go ahead and kick it off.
Yeah, well, how about this? Because we have a lot to talk about. And one thing that I noticed looking back and doing the edits and stuff for our videos and stuff like that and going through there, like, we haven't asked each other how our actual lives are going. We've been so focused on our content and what we're doing. It was just like, you know what? Let me ask my dear friend TisaBoBeesa how her weekend went, just so she can ask me how mine went, because I'm pretty excited about how mine went. And
wait a minute. So hold on a second. So you don't actually give a shit about my weekend.
I didn't say that. I just said.
You did. You literally just said that.
No.
Oh, well, I just want you to ask me how my weekend went, because my weekend was freaking awesome. Y'all listening, you heard it. Okay,
this is the proper way to do things. Because if I would just to say, listen, and just listen to what, at least I have the courtesy to ask. So, how was your weekend?
My weekend was absolutely fabulous. Saturday, I had to take an exam, but then after the exam, which I'm pretty sure I failed because I didn't study at all.
Ouch.
Shame on you, Tisa. Bad Tisa.
Yep.
But anyway, I ended up taking the girls with me to the exam, and they had their little... Yeah, they had their tablets. I went up to my instructor, who's actually a transgender, right? So he or she, I don't know. He comes up to me and I'm like, "Hi, is it okay if they just sit with me? They're very good. Like, they'll just sit here. They won't make a peep." And he's like, I don't care. Go ahead." And I'm like, "Thank God." Otherwise, I would have just turned around and walked right out because I don't know. Anyway, so I took the quiz, took the exam, and then as soon as I was done, we went to Disney. I was like, I am not going to stress about this exam. I am going to have a good night at Disney. It was amazing.
So wait, hold on. So you weren't planning to go to Disney. You were just like, I'm done. I'm stressed. Fuck it. I'm going to Disney.
Yes, because Disney is the happiest place on earth. And I'm like, fuck it, let's just go. So I took the kids to Disney, took some amazing pictures with Mickey Mouse, which I actually sent you one of Ira.
Yes, super cute. Thank you for that.
Mickey Mouse on the nose. Amazing, amazing picture. It looks like an advertisement that you would see on like the Disney website. It's that precious.
It's very true. Very, very true.
So anyway, yeah, we went to Disney. We saw the fireworks. We rode all the rides. The weather was absolutely perfect. It wasn't hot at all. It was just chilly enough to be relaxed and cool. No lines at all because we got there really late, like when everybody's already going home. But the park stays up till like midnight. So you can stay there all night if you want to. But we just stayed. We got there around like 3 or 4. And we stayed till like dark. We watched the fireworks and then we went home. It was great. It was an amazing Saturday. And then Sunday, it was totally lame. I actually just cleaned my entire house from top to bottom. I'm talking, I got in the deepest, darkest crevices of my house, Spaniard. Like, I pulled furniture out. And
finally.
Furniture. I know, right? Like, I cleaned all of my laundry, because I don't know if you guys saw my post or not, but I had absolutely no clean laundry, no clean towels. Spaniard, I was drying my body with a hand towel when I got out of the shower. And I was like, okay, I really need to just get off my fat ass and go do some damn laundry today. So that's what I did. Like, I just cleaned the laundry and everything's nice and clean now, thank God. I did like a mountain of dishes. Oh my God, it was disgusting. But it's all taken care of. Weekend was great. Did I see a movie? I thought I saw a movie. Can't remember. Anyways, how was your weekend? Because I know you're the one who's like dying to tell us what you went through. So go ahead.
Well, minus the obvious, which was BlizzCon. I had a day off. So my first day off, I just started a new job a few months ago, and I've been working straight. So I was like, you know what? I need a break. And what better day to take off than BlizzCon day? Well, unfortunately, you know, chores and everything happens on the day that you have to take off. So, but this wasn't bad. I actually built one of those stylish closets. You know how they have like those closet organizers with the nice drawers and the open thing. You could put like your clothes in between like crevices and build drawers. So I did that for a good like 5 hours. And then I did the BlizzCon, which we'll talk about. After that, on Saturday, I watched Terminator Dark Fate with
I
my
saw
dad.
that.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool.
No,
cool.
I didn't see the movie. I saw your post.
Mother? Okay. So I watched that with my dad and my wife, and it was fucking epic, okay? Like, if you love, like, Terminator like I do, and my dad does, and my wife was cringing at some moments because she doesn't really like gore, and there was a ton of it in this movie. It was a ton of it. I probably should have warned her, because T2, especially, Terminator 2, had a lot, but I was kind of thinking, you know, they don't show too much these days, but nope, they didn't hold back. They went all out on this one. So that was my bad on that one. But it was awesome, and we watched it in the theater I really like to go to over in Tampa, because they got like the nice reclining seats and they have awesome sound. And this was one of those movies where you needed to listen to it in badass surround sound. So highly recommend it if you haven't watched it yet. Arnold is awesome as always, and Linda Hamilton was just perfect. So it was. Hold
on. So Arnold was actually in the movie? He didn't do like a quick cameo?
No,
like
he was there.
Seconds?
Nope. He was in it. He was the Terminator.
God.
And he was ripped.
See, so, of course. So, this movie, a scale of 1 to 10, what are we rating this thing?
Well, if it's 1 to 10, it's a 9. It's a 9.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It's solid. It's solid because
See,
this if you look at this movie compared to all the other movies, the first Terminator and Terminator 2 are amazing, classic, stylish movies. Everything afterwards is just kind of okay. Trash. It's okay. Trash is Salvation. That movie is pure shit. Like, that movie, you couldn't pay me enough to watch that fucking movie. It was garbage, okay? Like, god damn, that movie was pure shit.
That's kind of like how I feel about the Resident Evil movies. Like, the first few were amazing, and then after that, it was just like, what am I watching? My brain is dying every minute that passes in these
True. However, I did really like the last one. I don't know if it's because they actually went back to the old school roots on that one, or because it actually finally finished. I can't really tell, but I agree with that. But why this movie was so good is because if you really like Terminator and Terminator 2, this is almost like a direct sequel to those. So it like skips all the bullshit ones and then just goes right from that one to this one, and it's glorious. It's really, really good. So highly recommend. After that, pretty much it was just a nice, chill, relaxing weekend. I was catching up on the streams from BlizzCon. Getting super hyped about Diablo 4, which is what we're going to be talking about. So, of these 4 big announcements that they had, because this was pretty much all that they had, which was more than last year if you listen to our podcast or you even watched BlizzCon last year. You are big for the Diablo and Overwatch. So which do you want to talk about first?
Well, I know that Diablo is hot on the on the feed right now for social media. However, I thought Diablo was going to be my favorite rollout at BlizzCon because everyone has been looking forward to this game for a long time. But I gotta say, after seeing all of the trailers and the little videos from BlizzCon, I really enjoyed the Overwatch one. Like, that one was my favorite, which surprised me because I thought that Diablo was gonna be my favorite.
Really? Okay.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and start off with Overwatch.
Okay. Overwatch, awesome, beautiful game. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think at first it would be a game that I would buy, but I did, and I really got into it. But then, with these types of games, the first like month or so, they're really good, especially if they're just multiplayer because everyone's trying it out. But then there comes to a point where the really skilled players just start just overtaking, and you just feel like shit when you play this type of game. I love playing it just because I love the characters, but then I play the multiplayer, and I'm like, wow, I'm shit at this game. Let me play something else. Let me go back to Skyrim or something.
Listen, let me tell you about my experience with Overwatch.
Do tell.
Literally. Okay, so for those of you who are listening who don't know what Overwatch is, it's basically like a battle royale style kind of game, right? Last person standing. Well, no, it's not really battle royale. It's kind of like team versus team, right? So like you have a bunch of players that are playing on a team, and then you have to eliminate the whole other team. Or there's different strategies. Like you have to protect like a what do you call it? I forget what they call it. You have to protect like a section. Don't let anybody in. Mm-hmm. Or they'll overtake your little area. Or you have to protect a tank that's moving from point A to B. And in the midst of all that, it's just chaos because you have somebody else on another team that's trying to take over your tank, and it's just crazy. So here's my experience with Overwatch. Legit, like I will load, right? And it's like, protect your area. So I'm like, sweet. So I go over to my area. As soon as I get there, boom, I'm dead. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just got here. So then you like spawn back all the way to the beginning, right? So I spawn again, and then I go all the way back. And I'm being careful this time. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sneak around. Nobody's going to see me. I'm going through these holes, and I'm up on the roof and all this kind of stuff. Okay, now I'm at the checkpoint. All right, good. I get there. I'm getting a little close. Okay, let me go ahead and help my teammates so I'm not a complete piece of trash doing absolutely nothing in this game, right? So I get there, and then by the time I just approach, some fucking sniper-ass bitch gets me from clear across the map. That fucking, what's her name? The Widowmaker or whatever?
Yes.
Oh, she pisses me the fuck off, Spaniard. She's every time. And then that stupid ponytail that gets me every time too. Like whenever I look and it's like, so-and-so killed you, and she's just standing there with her gun. Oh, pisses me off. So that's pretty much my life when I play Overwatch. It's just that over and over and over again. So, but somehow I still like the game. It's fun.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I think it's a gorgeous game. First of all, so that's what really attracts me to it. It's not like a first person like Call of Duty or Medal of Honor, Battlefield, something like that. You know, where it's more like that supposed to be realistic style. It's more of that cartoony anime. And speaking of anime, the Overwatch cinematics are like the best cinematics. Like,
oh yes, we were talking about this.
Yes.
The whole trailer for this game is just this beautiful, colorful, animated story. This video, and I'm telling you guys, like, it could be a fucking Disney cartoon. It is that good. Whoever animated this trailer they need a fucking promotion. Like, they need to run that shit and like go to Disney, like we were talking about, Spaniard. Go to Disney Plus right now. This is your opportunity. Since they're gearing up their roster right now. I would watch this show. If this was a real cartoon, I would watch it. Overwatch. Just, it looked so good. The characters, the voice acting, just, it was so, like, 8-minute video? In 8 minutes, I felt connected to these characters. It was just so cool. Like, I just wanted more. And so, yes, I absolutely agree with you that the cinematics and the trailer was just, they were phenomenal. So yes. I applaud them for that. Amazing job.
So what the big unveil was for Overwatch was their sequel, which a lot of people, including myself, were surprised because I'm like, this game has only been out for like 3 years, like 2.5 years, something like that, and it's already getting a sequel. I mean, you and I both know we wait years beyond for like other games. Like right now, Elder Scrolls. I am not going to play the next Elder Scrolls until like another 10 years. I know that. It's sad. It sucks. But, that's just how it goes. But here we are, Overwatch 2. And I'm like, well, what will they change? And the way that they did it, I like how they, designed this sequel because they said they wanted to make it a true sequel. So if you own Overwatch, okay, like the first one, if you own Overwatch,
yes,
you're going to get all the characters that Overwatch 2 has. You're going to get all the carryover, all the new maps and stuff like that, and, everything that's integrated. So you're probably wondering, well, why upgrade? Well, the biggest reason for the upgrade is, one, for people who have never played it before, and then two, when you upgrade, it's like a visual design, and you get probably one of the best features. The reason why I'm excited for Overwatch 2 is the PvE, which is the, like, co-op campaign or campaign style things that they're going to have, and they say they have a bunch of content for it. That gets me excited because, like you were describing earlier, I don't want to play this game getting my ass kicked every time, okay? If I want to get my ass kicked, I know it's going to be in a campaign, and it's because I had the level too hard or some other bullshit. But I think this is a really good idea because I know multiplayer-wise, like, I'll have a good game here and there, but majority of the time, I'm, like, the lowest fucking person. Like, people will be like, this guy should not be playing Overwatch. And I'd be like,
I die every 2 seconds. I die every 3 seconds, it feels like. Every two. I literally take 1 foot, like, 1 step out of the safety zone, boom, I'm dead. I'm like, where are they hiding? I don't get it. Like, I'm on the same map as they are, and I don't see where they're hiding.
Exactly.
But yeah, I definitely think the campaign is going to be an exciting feature to Overwatch. So I can't wait for this. Am I going to upgrade? Probably not, just because I don't play it enough, and I don't have too many people that I know that play this game to play with me. Well, yeah, now that I know you're getting it, I might consider it. But yes, I really want to get my brother into this game because I know he's a big Fortnite guy.
Yes.
He loves himself some Fortnite. And I know this is like a completely different realm than Fortnite, but it still has that bright color, like, fun vibe to it as Fortnite does. So maybe if I can get him to get on it, he'll play it with me. But it's so awesome. I think it's going to be great. But I know that they did several cinematics. You linked me 2, I think.
Yes. So let's talk about the WoW one, and then we'll get into the big one. The one
WoW.
I'm excited. Yeah. So WoW. I mean, I'm not a WoW fan. My brother was playing the
plebs is World of Warcraft. This has been around for so long, and here's the thing with WoW: you either love it and are obsessed with it, like it is your life, or you don't play it at all, like you hate it, you don't give a shit. And I never got into it because World of Warcraft, you have to pay monthly, right? You have to have a subscription for it.
It is a monthly subscription.
Fuck that. I'm not doing that. I don't care. No game ever is worth my money every single month. Sorry, not gonna do it. You know why? Because I don't even like paying $60 for a video game. One time. I'm not gonna spend X amount of dollars every month. That adds up every year. That's a lot of fucking money for a game. No, thank you. But I know that the diehard fans, they don't give a shit. They're like, hashtag worth it, right? So we got the WoW people out there that are so totally stoked for this. Tell me about this. Like, I don't really know anything about WoW. What is this? What is rolling out here? What are they trying to tell us?
So this is the newest expansion, which, they've come out with quite a few since their
so many.
Beginnings and stuff like that. And I actually watched this part of the BlizzCon with my brother because he is a WoW player. Although he was playing the classic and then he stopped because he said it got really dull after a while, which, I mean, I figured it would, and a lot of people agreed on that. But the cinematic for this was awesome, and it goes into Sylvanas, taking over, the Lich King and breaking the seal that I guess was holding like this crazy barrier or something like that. But all I know is that CGI cinematic is just fucking badass. That's all I know, and that's all I really care about. But as far as the actual content, it actually looked pretty like laid back, because usually in these things they're like, oh, you get a new level cap, like you get 10 more levels, you're gonna have a brand new character and a brand new class, and all this other stuff. And they pretty much just showed a bunch of new areas, and then these covenants, I think they are, where you can change, and then depending on which covenant you choose, you get like different armor based off of that, which, I mean, that part is kind of cool. But it definitely didn't seem like the traditional like expansion that you usually get. And I looked over and I asked my brother to say that. I was like, that it looked like they were missing. He's like, yeah, it wasn't too big of an avail. So I don't know. I mean, I say that, and I know the numbers have dropped from WoW, but it's still gonna sell. Okay, there's still millions of people playing this damn game still to this day. And, it's just one of those things where it's like, I know you're saying you wouldn't pay X amount of money for, a game continuously. But if you think about it, okay, if you really think about it, it's like $15 a month, right? So in doing that, if you spend $60 in a game, that's 4 months of playing this one game. So if you're really hooked into this game, by the time you buy 3 games in a year, you would have spent the whole subscription for the WoW. So, I mean, if you really, really enjoy the game, then, I would say then, then that's worth it on that front. But, I mean, it looks cool, I guess. It's not my cup of tea, but it's definitely something that's going to sell no matter what.
Oh, definitely. That's pretty much their anchor right there that kind of holds them to the ground as well, honestly. Like, that's their big money maker. So... but yeah, I mean, I know that, like I said, I know several people that play this game and that they're totally into it. And anytime I've ever had this conversation with people about how I don't want to pay for it monthly, like if they announced right now that WoW was free, I would download it.
Really?
Absolutely.
What?
If it was free, I'd play it. Yes.
Wait, why though? Now I'm confused.
Because I want to try it out.
Like, okay, you want to try it out. Well, you can try it out now for free. I think you can go up to level 20, I think it is.
Okay, but what's the point of that? Because for what?
To try it?
I mean, yeah, but what if I like it? Then I'd have to pay. And I don't want to. Basically,
so you're afraid to get addicted.
I don't even want to know if I like it. Because then I know that I have to pay.
I see. Okay, now it makes sense. That's why I was curious. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Because I probably would. And then I'd be like, fuck it. And that's just another subscription that I have to pay. I don't want to do that. But anyway, let's see. So we had the WoW. I know that several of my friends play it. And I actually had a friend that said, WoW was their abusive ex-girlfriend or something like that. Like they, for some reason, feel the need to keep going back to her. That's how they how they refer to WoW.
You should unveil who it is, because I want to know.
They are in my Discord server, the Backcord.
Oh, okay. Well, we can talk about it off air then. Off air.
Yeah.
Yes. Interesting.
So yeah, but I mean, it's just so many different things I've heard about that game. Like,
yes,
I remember talking about it with someone that and he's like, "Yeah, I can't quit that game. Do you have any idea how many hours I've put into that game? How much money I put into that game, Tisa?" I'm like, "Whoa, you need to calm down, okay?" And like, it's just one of those things where when you invest so much into it, you can't quit. So I think that's how they reel people in. That's how, once they have their hooks in you, they have you for life, Spaniard. It's like a life sentence to prison.
Hey, that's the beauty of games. They just hook you. They get you and you're just in it forever. I mean, look, I'm freaking 33 years old, right? And I still love games that I've played since I could walk. That's it. I was already hooked. Okay, there was already a hook on me on some of these titled games since before on that time. So that's the beauty of it. I mean, like you said, we have relationships with video games longer than actual relationships. Like, what the F? Like, that's when you know that video games are huge, right? Like, that's
yeah, man, they're taking over the world.
That's just it.
Like, it's becoming a thing. Like, I'm bored and lonely, right? So I go on these dating apps, just not really looking for anything, just because out of boredom, and I want to see all these freaks on these. So I have this app, right? And I'm swiping because I'm not really looking for a connection. I'm just bored. Like, I'm looking at other people's profiles. And I noticed that more and more now, people put on their dating profiles, I'm a gamer. Like, that's like a thing now, where it's like they want to let people know, hey, I'm a gamer, because that's how people connect now. They connect through social media and through gaming.
They should.
That's a big way that people connect nowadays.
Don't hide it, people. Tell people.
Sometimes I feel like people are fucking bullshitting too, though, because, you know, when you look at people, I don't know. Like, I don't want to be judgy based off of somebody's looks, but
hey, I mean,
I don't know. Like, I was looking at this profile on this one girl, and she's like, I don't know I'm not going to describe how she looks, but she just didn't seem like the gamer type, because she's just like, sits there and talks about like shopping and all this other stuff. And then one of them, she's like, oh, I'm a gamer too, winky face. And I'm like, I don't know. I think that's bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit on that. I don't think you're a gamer at all. I think you're trying to use that to reel people in. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But I don't know. Like, I think that some people just use that. They say they're a gamer, but they're really not.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could see that, and I mean that can obviously go down the line with other things too. You know, like, you know, I'm rich, or, you know, like, hey, I don't live, you know, in my mom's basement, you know, shit like that. So it's just that's the thing. What you get with dating apps, you know, you never know. Trust me, I know. I've been there, done that. Actually, done the dates, gone through hell and back, but hey, it was worth it. So I'm
not doing none of that. I'm never dating again. I will die alone.
No, you have
dusty skeleton.
You have video games, and you have the true gamers from the backcourt. Oh, look.
Absolutely.
Sharon's on. Hey, Sharon. Thank you for listening and watching. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Hey, Mom.
So, all right. So we got one more before we get into our big one. So the Hearthstone. So the trailer that I showed you was pretty much just like a goofy kind of thing that the Hearthstone normally does. Have you played Hearthstone before?
I haven't, but you did explain it to me as some kind of a card game that reminds you of Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, so it's pretty much the characters of World of Warcraft, you know. Mm-hmm. So if you really like, you know, like Sylvanas or other characters like that, then you'd get into it. And I did. I like the lore, and I like that kind of stuff because obviously I'm a huge nerd and I like to read. And I love card games. Card games are one of my favorite style games to play. Like, I love it because it's so laid back, and I feel like
strategy.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where you can like sit back, have a beer, and chat with your friends, and you don't have to be like staring at the screen like so focused where you don't talk to anybody. You're like, you know. So that's why I really enjoy them. And for a long time, I was really loving Hearthstone. I was spending a lot of money on it. I loved the expansions. I was playing in tournaments online. I had a lot of fun with it. And then it just got to a point where every expansion was so fucking dull. And they would just borrow and borrow and borrow from previous, previous cards and just pretty much make a brand new card of that same thing. And I'm just like, I hate that. I know sometimes that happens even in Magic the Gathering. But the cool part about Magic the Gathering is they change it up like frequently. So it doesn't feel like it's you know, the same, even though it may seem that way. So for this one, I haven't played Hearthstone in forever, a long ass time. But this one really interested me just because I've seen a couple of the cards that they showed off while they did the live stream for this at BlizzCon, and I fucking love dragons. Anything dragons, I love. I absolutely love.
Oh my god, me too, dude. Like, I hate Khaleesi with a passion. in Game of Thrones, but man, she was really one of the coolest characters because she got to ride dragons. I love dragons, so yeah, I'm totally with you on that. Dragons are fucking awesome.
Yes. One big reason why I absolutely love Skyrim. Go figure. And I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. I'll look into it. And I was looking at the cards and I was looking at the strategies and what the unveils will be. And for the first time in forever, Tisa, I got excited. And I'm like, holy crap. And this is supposed to come out next month. Now, 100% I can say this is not something I'd buy next month. And the reason I say that 100% is because I'm already dedicated to a bunch of Nintendo games that I really want to play. Oh, that was another thing. I'll say that at the end of the stream, though. And I'm just really looking forward to those games. So for me, like, this may be something, if the hype is still good, like in January, maybe February for this particular expansion, because the expansions usually last for about like a year as far as like their playability. Because they do it by seasons and they do a rotation. So if it's still good and still good by then I may get it around that point. But I did get excited, and that got me excited just for the future. Thinking, okay, well, if they can do stuff like this, bring out stuff like this, maybe down the line, this is a game that I can get back into, which is saying a lot because I was playing StarCraft, I was playing Hearthstone, I was playing Diablo, I was playing Overwatch. Right now, currently, I play 0 of those games. 0, which shows just how far away I've gone from Blizzard for obvious reasons. So this BlizzCon,
I used to play StarCraft all the time.
Yes.
And I don't play that. I used to play Overwatch a lot and Diablo 3. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that it's the thing with Blizzard games is to get very repetitive. So I kind of get bored with them. So
right. And that's the thing. I never felt that way before, though. I felt like I could play StarCraft and get my ass kicked and still want to keep going. Like, same goes for Hearthstone. Same goes for Overwatch, But there just came a point to where I just felt like, I think it's when the transition came when they were with Activision and they were just like, okay, we're just going to now do the Call of Duty shit. And then they went with the Destiny thing and that didn't work out. So now they left. So, I just felt like maybe that because they lost track, and especially last year. Oh, man, that pissed me off so bad last year. But, I was like, you know what? Like, Blizzard, like, I'm going to give them a shot. Give them a shot. Like, not everybody can be fucking Nintendo. I realize that. Not everyone can please like Nintendo does because they know how to fucking take their time and then, deliver to fans, which I don't get why that's so fucking hard. But apparently Blizzard, of all the freaking people, just like decided, you know what? We're going to screw it up. Just screw it up or whatever. So, and then Josh is over here saying, haven't played WoW in a week and Blizz is ruined. You know what, Josh? You know what? Maybe it is. But but
he has his reasons, but we all know what those reasons are because I think that's what a lot of people's reasons are for not playing any Blizzard games recently, recent times. And should we go into it for those of people that don't know what's going on?
Yeah, I guess we could for a bit. We could.
I mean, we're not going to go into our opinions on it, but we will like kind of do a blanket statement about what's going on with Blizzard. So when was this? A couple weeks ago?
Like a month ago.
Yeah, for the tournament, right? You talking about the guy who like?
Yes, for the Hong Kong thing.
All right, so I'll let you tell it.
Yeah, so to make this short, because we hate talking about politics and all this other bullshit, so there's some stuff going on in Hong Kong, and there's a Chinese player when they were doing the Hearthstone tournament, the big grand finals tournament, to lead up into getting into BlizzCon, because BlizzCon, they do host their tournaments for their finals and stuff like that, which are awesome to watch. If you love video games and love esports, this is definitely one of the best ones to watch, is the BlizzCon stuff. Anyways, so this guy won a match, and he wanted to say something in respects to the stuff that's happening in Hong Kong and the pros and stuff like that. Immediately the day after, Blizzard banned him from the tournament. Yes, it was an absolutely shitty thing to do, but it really blew out of proportion because of the fact that Blizzard, for some reason, just didn't want to admit that they were wrong, and obviously because they didn't want to piss off China. So what the fuck ever, they did it. They apologized during BlizzCon. Honestly, I didn't really care about any of this stuff. I knew it was going to be brought up, but I feel like even if you apologize, it really doesn't change the fact that you did something really stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just one of those things. Like, you said sorry. It's like when you say, yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, and then that person says, well, did you mean it? You know?
Yeah.
So it's like,
if you even have to question it, they didn't mean it.
Yeah, so, I mean, what the fuck ever. So, yeah, a lot of people have dropped off, and they've seen their numbers drop, and obviously that's why they wanted to come out big and stuff like that. But for me, like, no disrespect to any other countries or anything like that, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, it's not really what I care about. I care about the games because that's what I pay money for, and that's what I do. Obviously, you're into more of that stuff, you might care more, but that's just me.
Well, my thing where I stand on it is kind of on what you say, but then at the same time, do I really want to support a company that's going to be like that? I don't know. Do you really want to? It depends on how far you want to think about it. You know, do you want to really like think about it that way, or do you not? It's like the whole thing with Chick-fil-A, right? They're a Christian company, and they basically went out of business in another country because they donated money to like anti-gay rights or whatever. And so all the gay people are like, fuck you, Chick-fil-A. I'm not supporting your chicken. And then they went out of business. So it's kind of like that. Like, you know, it doesn't matter how successful you are. You have to remember who your audience is and where your business lies. So at the same time, it's like, you know, it's a slippery slope a lot of times, and you don't really want to draw negative attention to yourself. So I feel like that's what Blizzard did when they basically banned this dude and didn't give him his winning money. Like, I thought that was a really shitty thing to do. And honestly, no matter which side of the fence you stand on or how you feel about the situation over in Hong Kong, why would you make it worse on yourself by doing this to someone? You know what I mean? Like, that's just not it. People already know where you stand, but now you're making yourself look like a bigger jackass by doing that to somebody who played in your tournament. So I don't know. It was just a lot of flack, and I really hope. I mean, at least they made the public apology. I mean, it'd be worse if they didn't do it at all. You know.
Right.
So I think they're on the path to kind of cleaning up that whole mess, and hopefully they can get back on track. Yeah. Josh, I think he's just doing it out of spite, like, because he doesn't, you know, he's doing it for his own reasons, like I said. So, yeah. But anyway, without all that drama, I just wanted to clear the air because I don't think a lot of people are aware of what happened, unless you're like a diehard Blizzard fan or whatever, and you're into politics or something like that. So it's not like common knowledge. So I just wanted to kind of give like a basic explanation of what that was about. But on to the real game that everyone is talking about. Everyone's talking about this game right now. Spaniard. Diablo 4.
Just saying it. Say it one more time.
Diablo 4.
Jesus.
It's like the hyenas in The Lion King when they shivers.
Yes.
When you say Mufasa's name.
Yes. Times 10. Yeah. I mean, let's face it. Leaks, unveils, and stuff like that happen more frequently than we like. So, last year, it was a rumor that Diablo 4 was going to be announced, that they were going to do it, and then they shit on our face. They literally put their ass right in our face and took a big, fat shit. So this year, I really needed to see something fucking amazing. Okay, I said it myself, okay? I would not be happy unless I got a CGI trailer, proper CGI trailer for Diablo, not that bullshit that they had before. I want to see gameplay of said game, and I want it to be dark, and I want a release date. I got 3 or 4 of those things, and man, I am not disappointed about the fact that I don't have a release date because I know this game is not going to come out for a long time. But what I saw, TisaBoBeesa, what I saw was just what I wanted for Diablo 3. I built, like my first PC for Diablo 3, and I really enjoy the game. I'm one in the minority of people who really enjoy Diablo 3. I really did. But I also am in the big part to admit to say it is nothing like Diablo 2 or Diablo, like its dark predecessor. It's not dark. It's just a story. It's short. It's not what we're used to seeing in a game. So I wanted more, and Blizzard just wouldn't push it. But now, holy shit. Like, this was more than I expected. Let's first talk about this fucking amazing, dark, like, just eerie, as you stated earlier, CGI trailer. Like, god damn. What did you think of that?
Well, first of all, probably maybe 2 or 3 minutes into this trailer, I got the freaking heebie-jeebie willies because this creature has this guy on his back and he's just growling in his face, and you see all these teeth, these razor-sharp layers of teeth and saliva, and it's just fucking scary, dude. Like, so scary. And then the very end of the trailer, where this disgustingly grotesque yet attractive demon woman is just glorious with the horns and the hair and the cape and the bare feet. It was just beautiful. I loved it. Now, I will be completely honest with you. Diablo is... it's one of my favorites from Blizzard. But I get bored with it really quickly because I'm not crazy about this type of game. I guess for me, it's fun when you play with other people.
Yes.
I don't like playing by myself. I get really bored really quickly.
Hey.
You know what I mean? But this trailer was fantastic.
Oh my god, yes.
Again, back to the whole Overwatch conversation. If they made a series out of this, I would die.
Yes.
I would die because it's so scary and so cool looking that it's just right up my alley. Like, it's so intense. I felt my heart beating so fast, like boom ba boom ba ba ba, like in my chest. I felt it because it got my adrenaline pumping. Yes. So when I saw this trailer, it looked amazing. Now, some parts I'm like, what the fuck? Because it's just so weird and like odd in some parts. About like 3/4 of the way in, this bald dude that kind of looks like Voldemort with like a hoodie on comes up, and he's like talking to the black dude, and then that's when the devil lady is born, and then they zoom in on his eyeball and shit. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what is this? I don't understand. But all I know is that it looked fucking cool. So.
Yes, it's so dude. I could go on and on and on just on the trailer. So the demon lady is Lilith, who in Diablo 2.
Lilith?
Yes.
Okay. Now it all makes sense because I know Right. Okay, I'm good now. I just didn't know who the fuck she was. I'm like, okay, I know that's not fucking Satan.
Mm-hmm. Daughter of the Lord of Hatred. Like, it's so perfect. Like, they couldn't have done a better job of having her as a more iconic role, because she's only mentioned in lore in Diablo 3, which sucks. It sucks. But I mean, they have a lot of great characters, but she is one of those where it's so fantastic, and the way that they unveiled her for this was beautiful.
Oh, so amazing,
it was just like, man.
I mean, they could have gone 100,000 this, but the way they did it at the very end, guys, if you just scroll to the last 10-30 seconds,
yes,
20-30 seconds, just watch how she is just revealed. It's like she is born out of this embryo of red goo, and just her foot just daintily touches the ground, right?
Yes.
And just the way she comes forth with the I can't even put it into words how amazing it was, because they made her dark, majestic, and almost like sexy in a way. Like,
yes,
There's so many things about this, the way she did it, they did it for her, and I loved it. I loved it, loved it.
Oh, man. Hold on. I'm like looking at some of these comments because I fall behind. Vanessa, you don't know what Diablo is? Like, come on.
But she doesn't game like
Come on.
She's a baby gamer. She's learning.
Nah. Well, we're going to have a long discussion about Diablo and why it's an amazing series. But yeah, so the trailer was just Jesus. Like, and then for me, that's the first thing they showed off. Okay, at the opening ceremony, and it was like, all right, guys, I'm hooked. You got me. We were talking about hooks earlier, TisaBoBeesa, and I was hooked. I'm like, all right, now come on, show the gameplay. Fucking show the gameplay. They showed the gameplay, okay? And not only did they show the gameplay, okay, but they showed the three characters that you're gonna start off with in this game, which is the barbarian, the sorceress, and then one that I absolutely loved playing and didn't get to play in Diablo 3 because they didn't have it, but it is back, and it looks so badass, is the Druid. Okay, and the Druid is a character that can transform into other creatures depending on abilities. It looks
shapeshifter.
Yes, exactly. And it just looked epic.
If you're a fan of like X-Men, the shapeshifter is so cool. Like I love that whole like entire style of character in anything, not just X-Men or Diablo, but just like in books and stuff like that I've read. Love shapeshifters. They're so cool. Like just the fact that like Mystique, how she can kind of transform into anybody, or no, Nightcrawler doesn't do that. He's a teleporter, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, I love that whole thing. So that's awesome. I'm glad that they have that.
Yes, and the gameplay, like they have a gameplay trailer. And that was great. But the best part was afterwards, they had a lot of streamers get their hands on the game. I literally watched about 10 different streamers play all the characters just so I could see the different abilities, what the game looked like, how it played, how it's going to play. I was not disappointed. And this is just one tiny, small, fragile area in this huge open world. And the way they described it is just a gothic, eerie, like Celtic kind of formatted style, like the world. And I love it. Like just saying it just sounds so good. And just seeing the characters and the blood and the skulls and everything that they had going on, it made me really happy. Like it just made me happy as a gamer and then as a Diablo fan. And I know that this game is not going to come out next year, and it probably won't come out until late 2021, but it gets me excited to say, okay, I know what the game looks like. Hopefully next year we can at least get a beta, so that way we can test it. Because they did say they want us to test it before they release it, which I love. That shows, okay, you learned your fucking lesson from Diablo 3. Let us tell you what we really want, because we're the ones who are going to play it. So we should be the ones who enjoy it and tell you what we want in this fucking game. So I'm stoked. I could literally go on for another hour just talking about Diablo 4, the style, what I want to try out first, all this other kind of stuff. But I'm just happy that we finally get to talk about it. And I ordered the poster of the Barbarian for Diablo because I was just so excited, and I really want a Diablo poster. So yeah, that's it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really cool.
That's great, man. I mean, I know that I will probably be streaming the new Overwatch when I get it, just because that's so much fun. And but I've been streaming a lot lately, actually.
I've seen that. I get all your backcord notifications. So
yep, and I've been streaming consistently and slowly growing my community there. It's been a lot of fun. I even had a text message last night from my sister. She's like, "Are you gonna stream tonight?" And I'm like, "I might." I mean, she's like, "'Cause yeah, I'm trying to study for my exam, and I want you to stream so I can watch it while I study. I'm like, how the fuck does that make sense? Like, you shouldn't be watching streams while you're studying.
No. All right, Vanessa, we connect again. I almost forget about your Diablo question nonsense. So I did the same thing when I was in school. I asked my wife. On one, because I have dual monitors. So on one screen, I would have a stream or some kind of esports or something going on, and music when I had my exams and stuff going on. And the other one, homework, writing, exams, whatever. So I totally get it. It's because I have to have something going in order to feel like I'm focused. Because if I feel like there's nothing going on, like if there's no noise, no music, no nothing, then I feel like I know what I'm doing. I'm like, fuck, I'm actually taking an exam. Fuck, I'm writing a paper. You know, it just, for me, I totally get where she's coming from. I have to watch something, and watching gaming is one of my favorite things to do. So I get that. I get it. I'm on par.
Funny because I'm sitting there watching a movie with Adeline, and I get stream so I can study and watch you at the same time. I'm like, all right. So I did. I jumped on like an hour later, and I've got a good group going for Dead by Daylight. It's hilarious. I've got like a group of 4 of us that we play probably like every other night together.
Nice.
Oh my God. It's so funny because we're so diverse. We're all so different. I'm like the oldest person in the group, but that's fine. One of them, I'm pretty sure she's still in high school. The other one is a guy who has like the deepest voice I've ever heard in my life. And another guy who's also a streamer. So it's just a lot of fun.
Sweet.
When you have people together that game, you guys like the same things. And we just bounce off of each other really well. So the next time we stream together, I'm totally going to stream it because... the next time we play together, I'm going to stream it because it's hilarious. I think I even did it last night. So
nice. Sweet. Sweet.
I downloaded the Rainbow Six Siege, and I totally fucking sucked at it. I'm like, what the... Because it's a first-person shooter, and I actually haven't played a shooter in a while, so I'm a little rusty. And also, when I play first-persons lately, I get super dizzy. I don't know why, but...
Okay.
Anyway, it's probably just I need to get used to playing first person again. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's my gaming situation. And I know that we pretty much covered all of our Blizzard stuff. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about before we head out?
I do. I forgot to mention this on my weekend. So my wife and I finally got to play Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, yeah. How was it?
Oh, my God. Totally geeked out over it. Okay, it's so fucking good. 1000% recommend it. Your kids will love it. Like when Ira comes over, I can't wait to play it. Show her. Like it is so good. Luigi is amazing. Like the ghosts are amazing.
What about the Luigi, the goo Luigi or whatever?
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I will say the funniest part about playing this game is that my wife still can't handle the controllers. Like she and sometimes she's fucking spinning with Luigi around and blowing the vacuum up and just going in circles because she can't. And I admit the controls are a little bit wonky, but once you get used to it, you're good to go. But for her, it takes her a little bit longer. So for some stuff, when she's trying to do like you're supposed to do like 4 things at one time, she's kind of lost a little bit. But she got it. By the end of the weekend, she was good. So I think once we catch up again and we get our game time in, we'll be good to go. But it is so good. I was expecting a lot because I love this series, and it didn't disappoint. And we're only like I don't know, like a few hours into it. We still have a shit ton more to go through, so I'm really stoked about it. So I forgot to mention that, but man, it's really good. So I just wanted to say that before.
I'm noticing a trend here with these Nintendo games with the controls being absolute shit. Like, what the hell? It was Donkey Kong, now this one has crazy controls too?
Donkey Kong's controls aren't bad. It's just the fact that they make you press a fucking button. Like a button to grab a fucking rope that since 1980 we have never done. Like what the actual...
yeah, he automatically grabs it when...
Yes, and it's so annoying. Just thinking about it just makes me fucking mad. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a simple platformer. Don't make it hard, okay?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
Why would you change? Why would you add a button? button. Like, never mind. We would go on for like 2 hours.
No, we'll
rage.
just stop you there.
But no, like I will say, because there's a lot to do in the game. Like, there's a lot of different abilities and techniques and stuff like that to do. Especially if there's a lot going on, you end up doing a lot. So I agree that the controls are a little bit much. But like I said, once you play it a lot, because we've been playing a lot of platformers, so maybe we're spoiled in that sense. Which is pretty much you just walk and jump, right? So for this, there's a lot more to go on. So, but we'll see how it goes. If by the end of the playthrough it's still like that, then I can say, okay, it was a little bit too much. But for right now, I'm getting used to it. So I know my wife is slowly getting used to it. So we'll see how it goes. But really enjoying it so far. Again, highly recommend it. So I just wanted to bring that up because
And that's Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo Switch.
Yes, 3. Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yes. Luigi's Mansion 3. That is definitely something I'm going to put on the Christmas list for this year. We need to grow our Switch game collection. We only have a few, but
Pokemon!
I want to definitely get Luigi's Mansion, Splatoon, and we already have the Yoshi's Crafted World. One I wanted. What was the one Mario game with the hat that you can throw it at stuff?
Oh, Super Mario Odyssey. Oh,
that's
so good.
another one I wanted to get. The Super Mario Odyssey.
So goddamn good. Yes. Okay. All right. So that is going to do it for our BlizzCon episode. First of all, I want to thank everyone who joined us live. This was something I threw on TisaBoBeesa literally a few minutes before we went live. I was like, hey, we're going to go live. And she's like, oh my God, I don't have my makeup. And I'm like, no, not that kind of live. We're just going to, just go actually on air. And she's like, oh, okay, I'm good. So, we were good to go. I made a poll, and right now Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2 are 50-50 neck and neck. We had a lot of great comments, so thank you so much. It means a lot. We really want to do more interaction, and we had quite a few viewers, so we really do appreciate that. So as we go off, we do want to mention again that we are now on iHeartRadio, which is pretty big for us. Okay, it's pretty big. So make sure that you check that out, look at that. It's pretty it's pretty big for us in that sense. So make sure that you check us out. Again, you can find us on Facebook at the Geek Out Podcast, on our Twitter _Geek Out Podcast, and on our Instagram at always_geek_out. So again, I am Spaniard, also known as Eddie.
And I am TisaBoBeesa, also known as Tisa. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. We love you. And until next week, always don't forget to, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Goodbye. Don't
Geek
forget
out!
I don't know why I struggled with that.
You were just trying. You were excited. Okay, we talked about we talked about Lilith. We talked about Overwatch. We talked about the guy with the deep voice. We did a bunch of. We talked about a bunch of stuff. Okay, like, so it was, it's good. It's good.
My
stuff.
My mouth wasn't catching up with my brain, apparently.
Heyo.